Welcome to Mindful Chatting, a podcast where therapy meets real life. I'm Kristen, a therapist, business owner, and a lifelong student of what it means to fully show up in our relationships, in our work, and in our healing. Here, we unpack mental health concepts, explore mindfulness tools, and talk through the messy, beautiful, in-between moments that shape us. Whether you're a fellow clinician, a curious listener, or someone navigating your own growth, this space is for you. Let's chat. Hey there, friend. Welcome back to Thoughtful Thursday on Mindful Chatting. This is our little corner of the week where we get to slow down, we get to breathe, talk about the things that sit beneath our behavior. So let's go ahead, let's grab our comfort drink, settle into that blanket, or just let yourself breathe deeper than you have, maybe all day. Because today we're talking about something kind of tender. We're going to talk about disorganized attachment and the way it teaches us to outsource our self-soothing to other people. This is one of those topics that's going to hit you in the chest quietly. Not dramatic, not loud, just real. But we're going to do it together. So let's start this off with what disorganized attachment feels like before we even know what this term even means for us. Disorganized attachment isn't chaos on the outside. It's actually chaos on the inside. And what it feels like is, I need you close, but I'm also afraid of what's happening when you are close. I want connection, but I don't know how to tolerate it. I can't calm down unless you are anchoring me. Your reaction decides how safe I feel. If you pull away, I might fall apart. Or if you're too close, I may panic. It's kind of this push-pull dynamic of craving comfort while also kind of fearing it. And the part most people don't talk about, well, disorganized attachment creates kind of this lifelong pattern of outsourcing our emotional regulation onto other people, meaning you rely on other people to soothe you, to save you, and to stabilize you, because nobody taught your nervous system when you were a child how to do that for yourself. And so it needs others to do that for you. But if you really think about it, in a relationship, that's a tall order for your partner to have and expect to fulfill every single time. I want to tell you about something that's genuinely helped me keep my practice organized because I'm all about systems that actually work for you. I use an app called Spruce Health, and honestly, it's been a lifesaver. It lets me text and call clients securely, keep everything HIPAA compliant, and actually separates my work phone from, my life. And if you're a therapist or in private practice and you're juggling calls, messages, and reminders, all of it, Spruce just makes it easier. It keeps everything in one place, it's clean, it's simple, and it makes boundaries so much easier to maintain. If you've been feeling the administrative chaos, definitely check out Spruce. I'll drop the link in the show notes so you can see the exact setup I use. So how does disorganized attachment really even start? And disorganized attachment comes from when we've had caregivers who were maybe unpredictable, volatile, unsafe, or even just really emotionally absent, or just not nurturing, or one time they were nurturing in one moment, but then completely rejecting in the next. And so what this taught your nervous system is that comfort is actually dangerous, or safety is unreliable, or I don't know what version of you I'm going to get in this moment, and I can't calm down on my own. I need you, but I actually don't trust you. So as an adult, what that looks like is you find yourself kind of panicking over these small shifts in tone, body language, volume. You're reading between the lines what people say constantly, and you're needing reassurance but feeling ashamed for actually needing it from your partner. And this kind of feels abandonment over minor things, or becoming overly dependent in relationships, or suddenly withdrawing when things get really intimate. And it may look like immaturity, but it's not. And it may look like clinginess, but it's not. And it may look like you're overreacting, but it's not. It's your nervous system remembering this inconsistency that you had during your childhood, which was really your first introduction to relationships and security and attachment. And so the next time you get this, which is in maybe even friendships or romantic partners, your body's going to remember that and it's going to bring it up the next time because it has all of these unresolved, unhealed parts of you. And it's going, well, this must be the same because it feels the same. But we don't talk enough about this part, which is the outsourcing of the self-soothing. And this is kind of this hidden pattern that underlines this disorganized attachment. Because when your early environment never taught you how to regulate your body, you learn to depend on people. And this is going to look like your partner or friends or even authority figures. They become your emotional anchors. And anyone whose nervous system feels steadier than yours, and this is actually quite hard to detect. Everyone looks like they got it together except for you. And so you think everybody has all of these answers. And so this is what this looks like. You'll say things like, tell me I'm okay, or help me fix this feeling, or help calm me down, or don't leave me until I'm regulated, or your stability is my stability. Meaning, if you're okay, I'm okay. But here's the catch. When you outsource emotional safety, you feel constantly at risk because if they shift even slightly, your internal world will shatter. And this isn't weakness, this is trauma. And your brain is responding exactly the way it was taught to survive. And here's the thing is people are going to shift. People are going to feel things. People are going to move. And that's okay because that's how they should. But if you're constantly looking at them for stability and they're shifting, you're going to take every shift as a threat because you don't know what that shift means. And you don't know, is this them abandoning me? Is this them mad at me? Is this them rejecting me? And so you're going to take every shift as rejection and abandonment. And so you're always going to feel off unless they feel calm. Here's a quick note for my clinicians listening. If you're looking for a charting and practice management system that doesn't make you want to scream, well, guess what? I use TherapyNotes. It's clean, reliable, HIPAA compliant, and honestly saves me hours every week. You can try it with my link in the show notes. Okay, but let's talk about what we can do about this. You cannot heal disorganized attachment by demanding stability from others. You heal it by slowly, gently, and consistently building it within yourself. And here's what that looks like. You're going to first name your internal state, and you're going to say it sometimes out loud. I feel activated. I feel scared. My nervous system is signaling danger, but that's not my partner. I think naming breaks this outsourcing loop because you're identifying what's going on with you. You're not identifying what's going on with the other person. And so that breaks up you trying to determine how they feel so that you can identify how you feel. You're doing that first. The next thing is creating some micro moments of self-regulation. So after you name what's in your internal state, I want you to do some small cues like take a deep breath, do some grounding exercises, move around, go outside, touch something soft, place a hand on your chest. What this does is it teaches your body that I'm a place of trust. I can calm myself, even if it's just by 1%, 3%. That's better than what you had before. And what that also cues your body to do is instead of externally stabilizing myself, which is inconsistent, I don't know what that is, that can change at any time. I go internal to create that stability and that consistency because I can control how I feel and what my nervous system is doing. Next, I want you to differentiate what's past and what's present. I want you to ask, is this fear mine or was it borrowed from my childhood? It won't fix everything, but it cracks open what's happened in the past compared to what's happening in the reality. So what this can look like is, let's say you guys are sitting down at the couch and let's say your partner just moves away from you. And let's say it's out of just because they're uncomfortable. But you take that as, oh my gosh, they don't want to sit next to me. They must be mad at me. Are you okay? What's going on with you? Instead, you go, I feel really dysregulated right now when you moved away from me. And I'm going to take a big deep breath because that's something how I feel. And so I'm going to ground myself. And then I go, is this something that's actually telling me my partner's mad at me? Or is this something from my past showing up? Am I taking a small micro movement and letting it define how I'm feeling in the moment? And then I want you to practice co-regulation, but without dependency, because healthy adult relationships offer support. They do not rescue you. You don't have to regulate alone, but you also don't have to collapse into someone else to feel stable. So let's take that couch moment again. And after I've kind of identified that maybe this is my past, I can look to my partner and go, you know, it would make me feel really happy if you just held my hand for a second. All I'm asking them to do is hold my hand. I'm not asking them to make me feel better. I'm not asking them to tell me that everything's okay. I'm not even asking them to clarify if they're mad at me. I'm just asking them to hold my hand while I regulate myself. Basically saying, like, I'm not alone in this, but I do have the responsibility to calm myself down while you hold on to my hand. And then I want you to build this internal consistency within yourself, because when you become consistent, your relationships stop feeling like this survival battle. And this is where attachment begins to reorganize itself. So going through these states, and these are going to be constantly over time, and eventually they'll become more organic and more authentic to you because your attachment system and your nervous system will actually feel safe within your body because you're internally creating consistency. And then after a while, you won't have to maybe go through all these steps. But for in the beginning, while it reorganizes itself, these are some of the steps that you can start to do that are quite small and very easy to practice really kind of anywhere. For any clinicians tuning in, if insurance billing is the part of your practice that drains your soul, Headway will be your best friend. They get you credentialed, send you referrals, manage your billing, submit your claims, all the stuff none of us went to grad school for. It's free to join, and honestly, it's been a huge support for therapists who want to take insurance without drowning in the administration part. My link is in the show notes if you want to check it out. Here's some things I think a lot of people with disorganized attachment need to hear. You were never meant to self-soothe alone as a child. That was a need, a requirement, a biological expectation. When it wasn't met, your nervous system found the next best thing, which is outsourcing. You did what you had to do to survive emotionally. And now, as an adult, you get to learn this skill with intention, not fear. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're not too much. You are reorganizing a lifetime of emotional wiring that was built under stress and trauma. And if you're listening today, you already are doing the work just by being here. If today's episode resonated, I want you to be gentle with yourself this week. I want you to notice the moments where you seek someone else's comfort before checking in with your own body. And not to shame yourself, just to observe it, just to notice it, to become aware of where you're outsourcing, because that's the beginning of self-trust. And as always, be gentle with your mind. One more thing before you go, and this helps me personally, staying present and grounded, which we all need, especially when your brain wants to spiral into disconnection. Me too. It's Brain FM. It's musically designed to help ADHD brains, well, really anyone's brain, focus, relax, or sleep, and I use it almost daily. If you want to try it, I've dropped my link in the show notes. And if you're looking for planning tools or ADHD-friendly resources, I'll keep a list of my favorite links in every episode.